Well, one thing you're never going to see on either one of my channels is me on here giving relationship advice because, well, I don't really believe in them anymore. That's right. So I figured I would make a video on what I do know and maybe give some advice to younger guys who might have just got recently divorced or got out of a relationship and wondering what should they do. Don't look for anyone else. That's the best advice I could give you. Yeah. Because they don't work anymore, folks. I have known guys who, the minute they get out of a relationship, what do? They go searching for someone else. And it's the same process over and over and over again. You see it all the time. You even see it on YouTube videos. Somebody has a YouTube channel, they get a new girlfriend. Next thing you know, there's a big thumbnail and he's got a big smile. Video starts, I want to introduce you to my new girlfriend. Month later, video comes out, we broke up. That lays the foundation for 2 to 3 more videos of drama. I give it to them. I give it to these people. That, you know, I could see how you could get views from this, but no, it never works. But it works like that in real life too. Not saying that YouTubers don't have real lives, but you know what I mean. I have found it's like a cycle. And maybe you are the problem, or whoever you're meeting, those type of people, they are the problem. But generally today, it's just when a man and a woman get together, it's a problem. Doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. It's just the chemistry of a man and a woman together nowadays. It just doesn't work. And I see all these guys, as you know, like I said, the minute they get out of a relationship, they go right back into the mix, looking for another one. They can't live without a woman in their life. And until they figure that out, that they can, they're going to be screwed. I didn't mean it that way, but, well, you want a life where you're not screwed, because those are the happiest lives. Yeah. You'll discover that once you give up on all that, and I'm not saying you could never have a relationship again. I'm just saying take a break. Discover yourself for a while. You'll find out you'll have more money to do things you want. Hell, you might even quit drinking, quit smoking, bad habits that you're doing. Women tend to drive us to do these things sometimes, but it just ain't worth it. It wasn't worth it to me to look for any more. I gotta sit up. I'm not used to sitting in this chair like this. I usually recline back, you know. But I've discovered, I don't know, it's just easier when you're by yourself. You don't have to deal with anybody else's kids. That's another thing. If you are over the age of 20, you're going to meet people, the women you're going to meet are usually going to have a bunch of kids. You're going to have to deal with that. And no man should have to deal with some other man's kids. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong if you do, and then you guys get married and have a good life, that's fine. If you can find the right person you are compatible with and even has kids and can make that work, more power to you. But it just doesn't happen that often. Not often enough to tell somebody, hey, that's what you need to find, an instant family, man. No, it doesn't work. Women today are different than they were 50 years ago. Men today are different than they were 50 years ago. We're more selfish. They want more material things, and material things cost money. So if you're a millionaire, maybe you can afford to bounce around from woman to woman. Maybe you can afford what goes into that relationship. I couldn't. and I don't want to. And you'll find once you're alone for a certain amount of time, say a couple of years, you'll get used to that. And you'll be happier, much happier. It's just a good life, man. And there's nothing, you don't have all the worries that come with a relationship. I've made these videos before about why I'm single and all this and all that. But the truth of the matter is, it's just a happier life. A much happier life. There is nothing written that says we have to be with somebody. You don't have to be with anybody. You can be perfectly happy by yourself. If you say, well, I get lonely, then you need to pull your bootstraps up and become a man. Men don't get lonely. Men stay busy. When you get those feelings, go out and grab a saw and cut some wood or dig a hole somewhere. That's what you do. We don't say we get lonely. Get a dog. Get several dogs. Get a horse. Whatever it takes to fill your time so you don't have time to think. Keep yourself busy. Wear yourself out when you go in at night to go to bed. You're tired. You sleep. You don't sit there and cry and snivel that you're lonely. If you get lonely, go to the city. Okay? Walk around in a grocery store for an hour. There's people there. Hear that one all the time. But you just see the people repeating the same mistakes over and over and over because they think, well, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get out of school and then start a relationship and have a family and buy a house and get in debt. We're supposed to do these things. No, nobody says you're supposed to do those things. The cookie cutter society says that. I did a video about cookie cutter life on my other channel if you've missed it. Yeah, that's what it's mainly about. Because your parents did that. You think you have to do that, or your grandparents did that. You have to do that. Those things, it's a whole different society today. The things that worked back then aren't going to work today. They just don't work today. I don't know why they don't work. People have changed. That's a big part of it. Women have changed a lot. And I'm sure there's some women watching, but it's true, and you have to agree with me. Women just expect too much today. And the problem is, if a man they choose doesn't deliver what they expect the man to deliver, they go find another one. And that's something else you have to deal with. Are they being faithful? Men too. Men cheat, women cheat. Everybody cheats today. You're not going to find, especially, and these are the ones that get me the most. If somebody is being unfaithful to somebody they're with and they're cheating on them with another person and they leave their husband or their wife to be with that person, what kind of person did you get? You got somebody that cheats on somebody and they're going to cheat on you. For sure. People have illusions that was my soulmate. They just met the wrong person and then we finally met. That's horseshit. There is no soulmates on this earth. You just hit it up with somebody and, you get along for a while, things are great for a while, and then they kind of go sour. You get bored with the same person. We just live in a life today that our attention spans are much shorter. No more do people want to be with somebody for 20, 30 years. It's just like, I can't even watch a movie anymore. I don't have the attention span to watch a movie. So I like YouTube, 15-minute little clips, and I'm done. And that's the way, I don't know what has created that in us. But that's a big problem, that we don't have attention spans. We want things today. That doesn't work in relationships. If somebody wants something, they got to have it then. They go out and buy it anyway. It gets the other person mad. I don't want to have to deal with that. If I want something today, guess what? I go buy it. I don't care. I don't have regret because I wanted it. There's nobody to answer to. It's the best way to live, guys. It is. But you do what you want. That's just my opinion. Okay? I might be wrong on everything. But that's, in my 60 years, what I've experienced over multiple relationships It always ends up the same: over with or unhappy. You're either the one leaving or they're the one leaving. That's how it works. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.